Hey, friend, welcome back to the podcast. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it today. Have you ever had a client who made you dread checking your inbox? Or one that gave you that feeling every time their name popped up on your calendar? Yes, we are going there today. We're going to talk about breaking up with bad clients. And I don't say this lightly because I know it's not always easy. Maybe you feel guilty or worry about what they'll think. Or maybe you're scared to say no to the money, even when it comes at the cost of your peace. But let me tell you something, your peace is worth way more than the money. In this episode, I want to walk you through how to know when it's time to let go of a misaligned client, why we hang on way longer than we should, and how to break up with them with grace, clarity, and confidence. Because here's the truth, guys. You didn't start your business to feel like an employee with 12 different bosses. You started it for freedom, for impact, for the ability to choose who you work with. So let's get into it. Hey there, bookkeepers. Welcome to the Rescue My Bookkeeping Business podcast, your go-to resource for building a thriving and successful bookkeeping business. I'm Stephanie, your host and bookkeeper business bestie, here to guide you every step of the way. Each week, we'll dive into actionable tips, industry insights, real-world advice, and inspiring stories designed to help you work smarter, grow faster, and achieve the freedom and success you've been working toward. Plus, we'll have incredible guest interviews to help you take your bookkeeping business to the next level. Let's turn your big vision into your reality. It all starts here. All right, well, let's start with some red flags because sometimes we don't even realize a client is out of alignment until we're very deep into burnout. So, how do you know? Well, maybe you feel completely drained every time their name shows up in your inbox. You don't even want to open that email. Maybe you're repeating boundaries you already set, and honestly, you're getting ignored. Maybe they keep asking for more and more without wanting to pay more. Maybe you procrastinate on their work. Even if it's simple, it just feels super heavy. Maybe you get a pit in the bottom of your stomach when they ask for something, even if it's really small. Sound familiar? Well, listen, you are not being difficult for wanting to be respected. So let me share a quick story with you. I once had a client who absolutely loved our work. They paid on time, they gave positive feedback, but they also micromanaged everything. They asked for last minute changes all the time. They would text me on weekends, and I kept thinking maybe I just need to set better boundaries. But the truth was, they just really weren't the right fit, even with better boundaries. And when I finally ended the contract, my creativity came back. I felt lighter. I had more energy for my right clients, the ones who actually trusted my process. And just last week, I had 3 clients inside my Level Up program go through this exact same thing. One had a client who didn't respect her boundaries, constantly texting at all hours and treating her like she was always on call. Another had a client who never answered questions on time, yet they demanded their reports like clockwork. And the third, she had a client who complained about pricing every single month. Each of these amazing women made the brave decision to let go. And the moment they did, something shifted in each of them. They felt peace. They felt calm and a deep breath they didn't even know that they were holding on to. And here's the wild part. Within 48 hours, each of these amazing women had a right fit client reach out, ready to work together. No chasing, just alignment showing up to fill the space they had finally made. Sometimes we have to make the move to make the room in our business. So if someone popped up in your mind just now, trust that nudge. You deserve better. Now, let's talk about why we even stay in these client relationships way longer than we know we should. One reason is, of course, fear of losing income. And let me tell you, this makes complete sense. We worry, what if no one else comes? What if I regret it? Another big one is guilt, especially if the client was one of your early believers, someone who hired you when you were just starting out. A lot of times we feel like we owe them. Maybe too, you worry that ending things will make you look flaky or unprofessional. Or maybe you hear that little voice in your head saying, you should just be grateful to have clients. Well, we're going to take a pause there because you can be grateful and ready to move on. You can also be kind and have boundaries. And you can be booked and still say no. Just because someone is nice doesn't mean they're the right client for you. Sometimes we confuse loyalty with obligation, but staying in a misaligned client relationship doesn't serve you. And honestly, it doesn't serve them either. And here's the most important mindset shift. Every time you say no to the wrong fit, you're saying yes to the space the right one needs to walk in. You are making space for alignment, for ease, for joy, and that is always worth it. Now, let's get to the part that feels probably the scariest. How do you actually break up with a client? How do you end things with grace, professionalism, and confidence? Well, first, I want you to get grounded in your decision, like super grounded. Before you communicate anything with your client, get super, super clear on why you're stepping away. Write it down. Name what this client relationship has been costing you. Your energy, your creativity, your boundaries, maybe. Then name what you want to create space for. That way, you're not reacting emotionally. You're moving forward with intention. Next, write your message. Keep it short, keep it professional, and keep it crystal clear. Here's a simple way to say it. So, hi, client. I've taken some time to reflect on where my business is headed and the capacity I have moving forward. I've realized I'm no longer the best fit to support you. Our final date of service will be X date, and I'm happy to help make this transition as smooth as possible. If it feels good to you, you can also offer a referral or point them to helpful tools or templates. But no, only do this if that feels aligned because you're not obligated to do that. Then wrap things up professionally. Finish any open work, send a final invoice, and thank them for the time you worked together. And one more little tip, don't write or send a message when you're frustrated with them. Draft it when you're feeling calm and grounded. This will help you stay in your power and avoid over explaining or apologizing, which is not necessary. Now, here's what I want to leave you with today. Ending a client relationship does not mean you failed. It actually means you're evolving. It means you're honoring your growth. It means you are taking the lead in your business, and that is something to be super proud of. You deserve clients who light you up, clients who trust you, clients who respect your time and your process, clients who value your work and pay you accordingly. So if you're holding on to a client that just doesn't feel aligned anymore, this is your permission slip. You don't need to wait for a crisis. You don't need to justify it to anyone. You can simply decide that it's time. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook and tell me what resonated with you the most. And if you want support with client boundaries, aligned pricing, or making space for dream clients, you know where to find me. That's exactly what we work through inside our coaching programs. You are not alone. You are allowed to choose ease. And I promise letting go opens the door to so much more possibilities. Until next time, protect your peace, trust your gut, and keep building a thriving business that loves you back.